Chapter 1, Introduction to Stoicism and Forgiveness. Forgiveness is a powerful yet challenging concept. It's an act that liberates both the forgiver and the forgiven from the shackles of past wrongdoings. Stoicism, an ancient Greek philosophy, offers profound insights and practical strategies for achieving forgiveness and moving forward. Founded by Zeno of Citium, Stoicism emphasizes rationality, virtue, and the understanding of what is within our control. By integrating Stoic principles into our lives, we can cultivate a mindset that enables us to forgive more easily and let go of past grievances. Stoicism teaches that the key to a tranquil life lies in distinguishing between what we can control and what we cannot. Our thoughts, actions, and reactions are within our control, while the actions of others, external events, and the past are not. By focusing on what we can control, we can navigate life's challenges with equanimity. This perspective is particularly valuable when dealing with the pain and resentment that often accompany the need for forgiveness. To forgive effectively, Stoicism encourages us to practice empathy and understanding. Everyone makes mistakes, and recognizing our own fallibility can foster compassion for those who have wronged us. This shift in perspective can alleviate the emotional burden of holding on to anger and resentment. Additionally, the Stoic practice of negative visualization, which involves contemplating potential misfortunes, can help us appreciate what we have and realize that holding grudges only harms our own well-being. In this book, we will explore how Stoicism can guide us through the process of forgiveness and help us move on from past hurts. Each chapter will delve into specific Stoic principles and techniques, providing practical advice and real-life examples to illustrate their application. By the end, you will have a deeper understanding of how to harness the power of Stoicism to forgive, find inner peace, and live a more fulfilling life. Chapter 2, Understanding the Nature of Forgiveness. Forgiveness is often misunderstood. Many people see it as a sign of weakness or as condoning the wrongs done to them. However, true forgiveness is an act of strength and wisdom. It's about freeing yourself from the emotional prison of anger, bitterness, and resentment. In Stoicism, forgiveness aligns with the pursuit of inner tranquility and rationality. Stoicism teaches that our emotions are influenced by our judgments and perceptions. When we perceive a wrongdoing, it triggers negative emotions. However, by reassessing our judgments and altering our perceptions, we can change our emotional responses. This is a crucial step in the process of forgiveness. Instead of seeing the offender as a villain, we can view them as a fellow human being who, like us, is prone to mistakes. The Stoic principle of apatheia, or emotional serenity, is central to understanding forgiveness. Apatheia is not about suppressing emotions but about achieving a state where emotions do not control us. It involves recognizing that external events and the actions of others are beyond our control and that our peace of mind should not be contingent on them. This detachment allows us to forgive more easily, as we are not as affected by the wrongs done to us. Another important concept in Stoicism is the idea of sympatheia, or universal sympathy. This principle encourages us to see ourselves as part of a larger whole and to cultivate compassion and understanding for others. By acknowledging our shared humanity and the interconnectedness of all people, we can develop a more forgiving attitude. In this chapter, we will explore these Stoic concepts in greater detail and examine how they can transform our understanding of forgiveness. Through practical exercises and reflections, you will learn how to apply these principles to your own life and begin the journey toward true forgiveness and inner peace. Chapter 3, The Dichotomy of Control. One of the fundamental teachings of Stoicism is the dichotomy of control, which emphasizes distinguishing between what is within our control and what is not. This principle is especially relevant when it comes to forgiveness. By understanding and accepting the limits of our control, we can release the need to hold on to grudges and move toward forgiveness. According to the Stoic philosopher Epictetus, we have control over our own actions, thoughts, and emotions, but not over the actions of others or external events. When someone wrongs us, it is their action, something beyond our control. However, how we respond to that action is entirely within our control. This realization is empowering because it shifts the focus from the offender to our own ability to choose our response. Forgiveness begins with the recognition that holding on to resentment only harms ourselves. It is an emotional burden that we carry, impacting our mental and physical well-being. By practicing the dichotomy of control, we can let go of this burden. We can acknowledge that we cannot change the past or the actions of others, but we can choose to release our anger and move forward. In practical terms, this involves several steps. First, we need to identify the aspects of the situation that are within our control. This includes our thoughts, interpretations, and reactions. Next, we can work on reframing our perceptions. Instead of seeing the wrongdoing as an affront to us personally, we can view it as an event that happened, one of many that occur in the course of life. Finally, we can practice acceptance. Acceptance does not mean approval, but rather acknowledging reality as it is. By accepting what we cannot change, we free ourselves from the futile effort of trying to control the uncontrollable. This acceptance is the foundation of forgiveness, allowing us to let go of the past and embrace the present. In this chapter, we will delve into the dichotomy of control and its application to forgiveness. Through exercises and real-life examples, you will learn how to implement this principle in your daily life, enabling you to forgive more easily and find greater peace. Chapter 4: Practicing Empathy and Compassion. Empathy and compassion are essential components of forgiveness. Stoicism teaches us to cultivate these qualities by understanding the shared human experience and recognizing our own vulnerabilities. By practicing empathy and compassion, we can soften our hearts and open the door to forgiveness. Empathy involves putting ourselves in another person's shoes and seeing the world from their perspective. When someone wrongs us, it can be challenging to empathize with them. However, Stoicism encourages us to remember that everyone is subject to mistakes and poor judgment. By acknowledging our own imperfections, we can develop a more forgiving attitude toward others. Compassion goes hand in hand with empathy. It is the desire to alleviate the suffering of others and to act with kindness and understanding. In the context of forgiveness, compassion means recognizing that the person who wronged us may be suffering in their own way. Their actions may stem from their own pain, confusion, or misguided beliefs. Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius emphasized the importance of compassion. In his Meditations, he wrote about the interconnectedness of all people and the need to treat others with kindness and understanding. By adopting this mindset, we can transform our anger and resentment into compassion and forgiveness. Practicing empathy and compassion requires conscious effort. It involves actively listening to others, trying to understand their motivations and circumstances, and refraining from judgment. It also means being kind to ourselves and recognizing that forgiveness is a gift we give to ourselves as much as to others. In this chapter, we will explore practical ways to cultivate empathy and compassion in our daily lives. Through exercises, reflections, and real-life examples, you will learn how to develop these qualities and use them as tools for forgiveness. By embracing empathy and compassion, you will find it easier to let go of past hurts and move forward with a lighter heart. Chapter 5: The Role of Rationality and Forgiveness. Rationality is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. It is the ability to think clearly, make sound judgments, and act in accordance with reason. When it comes to forgiveness, rationality plays a crucial role in helping us overcome emotional reactions and make deliberate choices that promote our well-being. One of the key teachings of Stoicism is that our emotions are influenced by our judgments. When we perceive an event as harmful or unjust, it triggers negative emotions such as anger, resentment, and bitterness. However, by examining and altering our judgments, we can change our emotional responses. This rational approach to emotions is essential for forgiveness. To forgive rationally, we need to assess the situation objectively. This involves asking ourselves a series of questions: what happened? What was the intent behind the action? How significant is the wrongdoing in the grand scheme of things? By analyzing the situation from a rational perspective, we can gain a clearer understanding and reduce the intensity of our emotional reactions. Another important aspect of rationality is the practice of premeditatio malorum, or premeditation of evils. This Stoic technique involves contemplating potential misfortunes and preparing ourselves mentally for them. By acknowledging that people will make mistakes and that we will encounter challenges, we can develop resilience and a more forgiving attitude. Rationality also helps us to recognize the benefits of forgiveness. Holding on to grudges and resentment only harms us, leading to stress, anxiety, and a diminished quality of life. By forgiving, we free ourselves from these negative emotions and create space for positive experiences and growth. Rationally, it makes sense to forgive for the sake of our own well-being. In this chapter, we will explore the role of rationality and forgiveness and how to apply Stoic techniques to manage our emotions. Through practical exercises and real-life examples, you will learn how to think rationally about forgiveness and make choices that promote your peace of mind and overall happiness. Chapter 6: Letting Go of Anger and Resentment. Anger and resentment are natural human emotions, but they can be detrimental to our well-being if left unchecked. Stoicism offers valuable insights and techniques for letting go of these negative emotions and cultivating a state of inner peace. By understanding the nature of anger and resentment and applying Stoic principles, we can free ourselves from their grip and move toward forgiveness. According to Stoic philosophy, anger and resentment arise from our judgments and perceptions. When we perceive that we have been wronged, we react with anger and hold on to resentment. However, these emotions are often based on subjective interpretations and can be mitigated by re-evaluating our judgments. One effective Stoic technique for letting go of anger is the practice of prasosh, or mindful attention. This involves becoming aware of our thoughts and emotions as they arise and observing them without judgment. By cultivating mindfulness, we can recognize the triggers of our anger and take a step back to assess the situation more objectively. Another important aspect of Stoicism is the principle of oikeiosis, or the process of becoming more aligned with our true nature and the nature of the universe. This involves recognizing that we are all interconnected and that holding on to anger and resentment only harms ourselves and others. By embracing our shared humanity and the greater good, we can find it easier to let go of negative emotions. Stoicism also teaches the importance of practicing patience and self-control. When we encounter situations that provoke anger, we can pause and take a deep breath before reacting. This simple act of delaying our response allows us to regain composure and choose a more measured and rational course of action. In this chapter, we will explore practical strategies for letting go of anger and resentment. Through exercises, reflections, and real-life examples, you will learn how to apply Stoic principles to manage your emotions and cultivate a more forgiving attitude. By releasing these negative emotions, you will create space for inner peace and personal growth. Chapter 7: Embracing the Present Moment. One of the core teachings of Stoicism is the importance of living in the present moment. This principle is particularly relevant when it comes to forgiveness. By focusing on the here and now, we can free ourselves from the burdens of the past and embrace the opportunities of the present. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught that we should not dwell on past wrongs or worry about future uncertainties. Instead, we should concentrate on what we can do in the present moment to improve our lives and achieve inner tranquility. This shift in focus is essential for forgiveness, as it allows us to let go of past grievances and move forward with a lighter heart. Practicing mindfulness is a powerful way to cultivate present moment awareness. Mindfulness involves paying attention to our thoughts, emotions, and sensations without judgment. By observing our experiences as they unfold, we can develop a deeper understanding of ourselves and our reactions. This awareness helps us to recognize when we are holding on to past hurts and to consciously choose to let them go. Another important aspect of embracing the present moment is the practice of gratitude. Gratitude involves appreciating the positive aspects of our lives and acknowledging the good that exists in the present. By focusing on what we have rather than what we lack, we can cultivate a more positive and forgiving mindset. Gratitude also helps to counterbalance the negative emotions associated with past wrongs. Stoicism teaches us to accept the impermanence of life and to find peace in the present moment. By accepting that everything is transient, including our emotions and experiences, we can release the need to hold on to past grievances. This acceptance allows us to live more fully in the present and to approach life with a sense of openness and curiosity. In this chapter, we will explore practical ways to embrace the present moment and let go of past hurts. Through mindfulness exercises, gratitude practices, and reflections, you will learn how to cultivate present moment awareness and use it as a tool for forgiveness. By living in the present, you will find it easier to move on from past grievances and create a more fulfilling and peaceful life. Chapter 8: Reframing Past Events. Reframing past events is a powerful technique for achieving forgiveness and moving on. Stoicism teaches us that our perceptions and interpretations shape our emotional responses. By changing the way we perceive and interpret past wrongs, we can transform negative emotions into understanding and compassion. One of the key teachings of Stoicism is that events themselves are neutral. It is our judgments that assign them positive or negative value. When we experience a wrongdoing, our initial reaction is often based on our interpretation of the event. By challenging and reframing these interpretations, we can alter our emotional responses and find it easier to forgive. A practical way to reframe past events is to ask ourselves a series of reflective questions. What happened? How did I interpret this event? How else could I view this situation? What can I learn from this experience? By exploring different perspectives, we can gain a more balanced and compassionate view of the event and the person who wronged us. Another important aspect of reframing is the practice of memento mori, or remembering our mortality. This Stoic technique involves contemplating the impermanence of life and the inevitability of death. By keeping this perspective in mind, we can recognize that holding on to grudges and resentment is a waste of our limited time and energy. This realization can motivate us to forgive and focus on what truly matters. Stoicism also teaches the importance of seeing challenges and adversities as opportunities for growth. Every experience, including painful ones, can teach us valuable lessons and help us become more resilient and compassionate. By reframing past wrongs as opportunities for personal growth, we can find meaning and purpose in our experiences and move forward with a sense of empowerment. In this chapter, we will explore practical techniques for reframing past events and transforming our perceptions. Through reflective exercises, thought experiments, and real-life examples, you will learn how to apply Stoic principles to reinterpret past wrongs and cultivate a more forgiving mindset. By reframing your experiences, you will find it easier to let go of negative emotions and embrace a more positive and compassionate outlook on life. Chapter 9: Building Resilience and Inner Strength. Resilience and inner strength are essential qualities for forgiveness. Stoicism teaches us how to cultivate these qualities through the practice of self-discipline, acceptance, and rational thinking. By building resilience and inner strength, we can navigate life's challenges with greater ease and find it easier to forgive. One of the core principles of Stoicism is the practice of ascesis, or self-discipline. This involves training our minds and bodies to withstand adversity and remain steadfast in the face of challenges. By developing self-discipline, we can strengthen our ability to manage negative emotions and respond to difficult situations with composure and rationality. This resilience is crucial for forgiveness, as it enables us to let go of past hurts and move forward. Acceptance is another important aspect of building resilience. Stoicism teaches us to accept reality as it is, rather than wishing it were different. This includes accepting the actions of others and the events that occur in our lives. By embracing acceptance, we can release the need to control or change what is beyond our control. This acceptance fosters a sense of inner peace and makes it easier to forgive. Rational thinking is also key to building resilience and inner strength. By applying reason and logic to our experiences, we can gain a clearer understanding of ourselves and the world around us. This rational approach helps us to challenge irrational beliefs, reframe negative thoughts, and develop a more balanced perspective. Rational thinking allows us to see the bigger picture and recognize that holding on to grudges only harms ourselves. In this chapter, we will explore practical strategies for building resilience and inner strength. Through exercises, reflections, and real-life examples, you will learn how to apply Stoic principles to develop self-discipline, acceptance, and rational thinking. By cultivating these qualities, you will become more resilient and find it easier to forgive and move on from past hurts. Chapter 10: Integrating Stoic Practices into Daily Life. Integrating Stoic practices into daily life is the key to achieving lasting forgiveness and inner peace. Stoicism is not just a theoretical philosophy but a practical guide for living. By incorporating Stoic principles and techniques into our everyday routines, we can cultivate a forgiving mindset and navigate life's challenges with greater ease. One of the most effective ways to integrate Stoicism into daily life is through regular reflection and journaling. Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca kept journals to reflect on their thoughts, actions, and experiences. By taking time each day to write about our experiences, we can gain insights into our emotional reactions and identify areas where we need to practice forgiveness. Another important practice is the daily review. This involves reflecting on the events of the day and evaluating how we responded to challenges and interactions. By reviewing our actions and thoughts, we can identify opportunities for improvement and reinforce our commitment to Stoic principles. This practice helps us to stay mindful of our goals and to cultivate a forgiving and compassionate mindset. Stoicism also teaches the importance of practicing gratitude and mindfulness. By taking time each day to appreciate the positive aspects of our lives and to be present in the moment, we can develop a more positive and forgiving outlook. Gratitude helps to counterbalance negative emotions and fosters a sense of contentment and inner peace. Incorporating Stoic practices into daily life also involves setting intentions and goals. By defining our values and priorities, we can align our actions with our principles and stay focused on what truly matters. Setting intentions helps us to stay committed to our journey of forgiveness and to navigate challenges with resilience and clarity. In this final chapter, we will explore practical ways to integrate Stoic practices into your daily life. Through exercises, reflections, and real-life examples, you will learn how to create a routine that supports your journey toward forgiveness and inner peace. By making Stoicism a part of your daily life, you will cultivate a forgiving mindset and achieve greater fulfillment and tranquility.